All right, everybody. Welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 887. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
It is 887. I didn't look at my notes. But thank you all for being here. Congratulations to all of you. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And guess what? We're back in the Kona studios. We had a great live yesterday in front of an audience. Thank you to the Aces United group. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. I want to do that again. So if you are office manager, or you know your office manager, and tell them, hey, why don't you just let Kona come here and we'll do a studying brew from there. We'll talk to you guys beforehand and or after, and meet up with you. It'd be great. It's a lot of fun. So anyways, yeah, so it was a good night. Who are we? My name is Andy. I am the guy that runs the back office over here. I am the guy that runs the music, my playlist, but you're not here for my DJing skills. No, you're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know, so that way you too can get a pass notice. The one thing that's a trip, Brandy, when you're in front of people, like, you can actually hear people laugh. Usually it's me laughing to myself.
Yes.
Most of the time I tell my own jokes and make myself laugh, and then that's where that goes. But it's kind of cool to actually hear people laugh and see their reaction. You're like, oh, they actually think I'm funny.
Yes.
It's pretty funny.
That was different.
Yeah, it was different. Usually it's like,
I could see your windows sometimes going.
Yeah, it's I don't even see that, but it's like you almost feel neurotic half the time, because you're just like, I don't know if anybody even thinks it's funny. I'm just going to say things.
Over the years, I've just learned to laugh at myself.
Well, you have to. And then you just hope they're laughing too.
I'm like, I just make the jokes for me at this point.
I have had exit surveys. So, Patreon lets you, because it's not enough to let them know that they didn't like your service, for whatever reason. I know there's people that don't like us. But they tell us, like, they'll say stuff like, Andy wasn't funny. I'm like, oh. Or they'll say, like, Brandy's laugh got annoying. Like, they say stuff like on the way out, and they're like, we would like things that with no jokes.
You can't tell me those things. Now I'm not gonna laugh for the next.
You can't make people happy, because then the next thing, but then the next one will be, I really enjoyed all the laughter and everything. It really made it enjoyable, but I didn't like the straight when you talk straight. It's like, you can't win. There's no winning.
I can't talk straight.
No, you can't. You can't be straight. That's gonna fall over if it's like that. Okay. Brandy's really forcing me to figure out a different microphone situation.
I'm over it. It's like this. This is the way I look at it. It's like wallpaper. After you have wallpaper for a certain amount of time, you just get so sick of looking at the same wallpaper. That's where I'm at. I'm sick of looking at my mic wallpaper.
And I'm like, can we let the budget catch up first before we remodel again? That's all I'm at. Can we just, that's all. But anyways, that we are a real married couple, if you can't tell. So how do we do it? Well, we just do this thing here. It makes it easier. We get people to pass these exams, and we're glad to have you guys here, because tonight is Free Content Wednesday. Tonight, we are going to be going over, what did we decide on? We're like bonds, I guess, right? Look, I'm going to say this, guys. Look, and I said this in front of the audience last night. The things that you guys worry about the most and what you're not getting is probably the least tested. It's like, they know that you're not looking at the other stuff, so then they really throw that at you. And then you go, well, I don't remember studying that. Yeah, you don't remember studying it because your concentration was elsewhere. Okay. You were like really concentrating on options or bonds or whatever, and you literally missed all the other stuff. And then the other one that really comes up a lot is suitability for the Series 6 and all the way through. I'm going to say this about suitability. Suitability is a listening problem. I'm just going to be blunt with it. Suitability is a listening problem. If you don't get suitability, is because you're not listening to the question. You're not listening to the client. In other words, you have to stop, and you have to wait, and you have to really read it slow and really look at what they're asking you, and then you go forward. Suitability is tricky only in the fact that people are tricky when they talk. And it doesn't get any different when you actually go in front of clients, because they don't actually know what they want either. They just have an idea, but you have to listen to it, and then you have to figure that out, right? That's suitability. Suitability is probably the one thing that you actually get tested on, that you actually need to sharpen your skills as you do this as a profession, because that is your job. Picking things suitable and making recommendations or showing them options, I would say, right?
Not calls and puts, guys. He's talking about
I'm saying choices.
Yes.
Making choices so your clients can make choices for what they want to do. because then ultimately that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to just say, hey, this is what you're doing. That's why it's called suitability. It's what they're suitable for, it's what their goals are, and you have to listen to it. And sometimes, guess what? People don't make sense. Right. And if you've been on this planet long enough, I don't need to say it, but it's the truth. People don't make any sense at all.
No.
Can I have a lot of money at the end of my life, but I only want to put in $25 every month?
And I don't want to take risk.
And I don't want any risk at all.
So give me $5 million in the next 10 years.
And make sure I don't lose a dime.
Can't lose any of it. And I can only give you 25.
Yeah.
Dollars.
I want bare minimal investment always.
I can't.
But I want a high return.
I can't understand why you can't do that. But there's a guy on TikTok that says he could do that for me.
Right. Exactly.
No, he can't either.
Right. That's like saying there's a guy in Fantasyland that says that the guy can have a mansion for nothing down.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Something in your head has to go, that doesn't make sense.
This isn't Roblox.
This doesn't make sense. This is not video game life we're living in, right? There has to be a catch if I don't have to put any money into anything and I get something at the end. Right? There's no such thing as nothing, there's nothing for free.
Something for nothing.
Yeah, something for nothing just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, but that's the story of it all, right?
Yeah.
So tonight we're gonna go over bonds, but I will say this, guys. If you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification. But also, if you're not a member, that's fine. But I'm gonna say this: even if you are a member or you're not a member, guys, if you go on our Discord and you just search up any given topic, I'm sure we've covered it in 886 or 87 episodes.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty much. Over the last 4 years that we've been doing the Studying Brew, I'm pretty sure we probably covered it somewhere in there.
Right. And guys.
And it's free, so you're going to have to do the heavy lifting and just going to have to go look.
Right. And just like it's really weird to go from the exam to Kaplan to try to figure out what you got wrong. Right? Y'all know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
Good luck.
You can't just search for certain FINRA areas either and expect that that's how we have things.
I don't want to point fingers at Kaplan. So let's just say if you're using Snaplin, I don't want to use their real name. If we're using Snaplin, they have 11 units. FINRA has 4 areas. When you don't pass the exam, you get a deficiency in one of those areas. Then you go over and you go check out Snaplin's and you realize, wait a minute, that area they said that I'm deficient in doesn't exist on the Snaplins.
Actually,
so how do I go back and study that area?
I don't know what they did on the SIE, guys, but it seems like almost every brand QBank out there, like literally obliterated the areas that FINRA does for the SIE. I don't know why.
I don't know. But if you're using Kona, it's easy. We literally keep it to the same way they outline it for you guys to take a test, because the idea for us is, I don't live in a fantasy land. I don't tell people and make empty promises and guarantees like all these other study preps do, where they go, I guarantee you'll pass if you do blank, right? Mm-hmm. I'll guarantee you'll pass if you go attend my whatever weekend boot camp for 3 days and take really good notes and do this and you'll pass, right? I don't do these guarantees. Like anything can happen on any given Sunday. We just need to work our butts off and make sure that we give ourselves the best shot. That's honesty. Mm-hmm. That's truth. Yes. Some people want me to say the marketing stuff. Some people really love it when you tell them these things and it makes them feel good inside that there's a 98 percentile passing rate. Like I can do that all day long. I can say that. Yeah, 98%, 99% all the time. All my passers pass. That's true. But how many attempts did they get there? That's the other part that they're not telling you, right? Like how many attempts? Well, yeah, every time they passed, they passed. I have almost 100% on that one. You get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, 100% of my passers pass. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So I don't like to do that, but I like to be honest with people so it doesn't happen. So then what do? We take that piece of paper, we look back and we go through it and we go, okay, and this is where Kona's helpful. We go, oh, okay, it lines up. They have a products and risks that I can go back and look at all the stuff that I'd missed on and I can go review that area. Simple. I don't know why the other ones don't. They have it all cut up and chopped up like a blender. And then you're supposed to, it's literally like that. They took all 4 areas, threw it in a blender, made it into salsa and said, hey, you can still do that. Just go pick the tomatoes out. You know what I mean?
Where's your chip?
Just get it on your chip and start separating the tomatoes from the jalapeno. You know what I mean?
Shake the chip.
It's like it's possible, but thanks for the challenge on top of the challenge. That's what I'm talking about. We just keep it the way it is. Oh, okay. I need to study the tomato. Oh, okay. The tomato's not in a blender. It's easily there. I can just go look at it, and go do that. So, but if you want to get onto that members area, if you don't know what I'm talking about, scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat if you're on live. We got our whole members area. We got the Academy. We got 6 live. We got 63 live. We got 26. We got 65. We got 63. We got all the stuff, man. And plus, we have all member sessions where you can learn how to dissect these exams. You can ask Brandy questions. You can be like John and say, yo, I didn't get this area. Brandy, can you help me out? No problem. Here's a couple questions, Eric had from suitability for the 5th, 5th, 6th, 7th time, right? Because he doesn't get it. That's fine. That's fine.
Yes, I'll
That's
answer
perfect.
it
And we'll do it every single time. What do you got?
connects.
You got 50 questions? We'll keep doing it until you get it. Because that's what we're here for, right? That's what coaches are here for. If you like that kind of thing, if you want to be in a community like that, where not only that, but you don't just get Brandy, but you get a whole bunch of different studiers like Tim, and you get Miss Jean Quarterman and Jonna and all of them meeting up, at a certain time, and they like to study. We have the Kona community, the Discord, and that's for free. So you can be on there and do that. So just look for them to be on those study sessions right before the brew. And you can jump in there and see what your classmates are doing, right?
Yep.
You can also jump on any of the live sessions that we have for the members, and you can ask those questions as well, with Brandy. Brandy will answer them. We got all that stuff. All you got to do is be a member or just not, or just plug in, scan the QR code, hit the links. We got the study guides available, SIE 6, 63, 26 course notes. 65 and 66 is coming. I don't know when. I was told some lofty goals here, but I think we can get it done this year.
No. We will get it done this year. If you guys are in my 65, you know what I'm talking about.
All right, phone number 951-290-3077. That's where you can call or text me at. I know how to motivate my wife. I just say things like that. KonaButterflyz. You can follow us on Instagram, Telegram as well. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is a reminder for tomorrow. Speaking of all the lives, we got the Kona Academy in the morning. They're at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, and then the 6 and the 63. Check your local listings there. And then, as always, on Tuesday and Thursday, we have small group tutoring to finish it out. Like I said, you can meet with Brandy. We have that as a service. You can actually, Brandy brings nothing except answering your questions. And you had a good one the other day. I heard it.
Yeah, it was
Tuesday was a lot of stuff going on. So make sure to join in on those tutoring sessions. And if you're a $50 member and you don't have that option, by the way, if you're like, hey, I could really use it. It might just want to ask me pretty please and see if there's some room in there. And I might just squeeze you in there right before your exam just to help tighten up some areas, guys. So we can do that. All right. So what do they say? It doesn't hurt to ask. You never know. Yeah, use your manners. If you can I rant for just a second? I don't know where it happened, but listen, I don't know what happened to our society, and maybe it's a state thing. I don't know if it's like a California thing, but man, what happened to people just asking please and just saying please? You know what I mean? Hey, can you please blank, right? I get more people yelling at me and demanding. I'm like, whoa. I mean, it's not in the option. If you just ask me nicely, I probably would, but dang.
Yeah.
Or just anywhere. You know what I mean? Not just with us, but like you go anywhere. People are just demanding. I'm like, good grief.
I had that conversation earlier.
Yeah.
It was totally unrelated to the Kona community.
I started punking my kids. I'm doing my part. I'm punking my kids from now on. I go like this. I didn't hear a please, so forget you. That's how I move on now. We're going old school. Nah, forget it. I didn't hear a dang please or a thank you. My ice cream. Anyways, let's go on. You ready?
Guys, I was great for like 2 days.
Uh-huh.
You guys coming back?
All right, everybody, let's do it. We're gonna have free content Wednesday. Now that I got my rants over with, I don't know if I had a rant. I think I just needed to talk to you. We got the bonds. We got bonds tonight. We're gonna go over bonds.
Yeah, and I believe
I know Eric asked for 0 coupon bonds. We'll throw that in there somehow.
Yeah, I do know this, guys. It was, I don't know. I can't tell you when. I just know I did a little quick scroll, clicked on a random Wednesday.
Hit the wheel of topics.
Wheel of my notes. Boom. Clicked on a random Wednesday, and honestly, it was bonds. But we talked about characteristics of bonds that day. Today, I want to talk about the different types of bonds. So Eric's question about zero coupons definitely will come up. The question about the question that was just posted in the message board, it was either yesterday or today, about income bonds. We'll talk about it here. All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you're a member or you're not, it doesn't matter. On the Discord, if you have an idea for a Wednesday, start listing it. Start putting it up there. Tag Brandy on the Discord and say, hey, this is a great topic. I wouldn't mind for Wednesday. Guys, at this point, 887 episodes. We do have like a lot of stuff that we like to go over, but you know what? Sometimes it's nice to get a refreshing, look or a topic randomly thrown out there that we don't cover as much, right?
Yeah. And I'll literally start collecting your guys's thoughts, and I'll put it in a little, and I'll
we aim to serve.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. So let's talk about bonds. I feel like we're gonna hit the treasuries first, right? I feel like I don't know why. Like when I teach it, I always start with treasuries. So let's just go with it, right? So treasury, and then we have our bills, right? Treasury bills, treasury notes, and treasury bonds. Now, I do know this, guys. You have to know from the SIE all the way through all the other exams, you have to know that this one is less than 1 year. Treasury bills are less than 1 year. You have to know that notes are intermediary, which means they're in the middle.
Yep.
Right. So this is 2 to 10 years to maturity.
Like, you might not know that it's in the middle, other than the fact that you wrote this in your notes as it being in the middle, and that's how you remember it's in the middle. Like, guys, sometimes those visuals and how we write our notes is exactly what we need to remember as it what we want to say, recall as to what it is, right?
Yes. Exactly. So bills, notes, bonds, right? Like small, middle, longer.
I like how you did your best to get notes all in there, and then bonds, you said forget it.
I gave up. Y'all get the point. Right? Now, these treasuries are issued by the U.S. government. So these make them exempt, which means they don't have to register. I mean, it is the government. Who is it? The government's going to register with the government? It's like one of those jokes.
Would have been better in an audience.
Right. What else do I want to say? Oh, they are state tax exempt, which means when they pay interest, that interest is not going to be subject to state tax. Okay. Yes, exempt registration. Exempt registration. Right. One more thing about bills. Zero interest, or I know that hold on, let me rewrite that. Zero interest, right? Or interest paid at maturity. Paid at, look, I'm writing nice and slow.
Yep, mature pity.
Yeah. No, that is not a high kick. You could see that R.
That's a high kick. It's kicking the dot right off the eye.
I was gonna say judo chop, but that's with your hand.
It's all high kicking that eye.
Sorry.
It's all boom, kick
Okay,
that
guys.
dot right off.
So those are the key things you guys need to know about treasuries, right? Bills, notes, bonds, 1 year, less than 1 year, 2 to 10, 10 years plus. There you go. All right.
I think it's fascinating when people ask me for pictures of your notes. I'm like, really? You don't want just the book? I mean, it seems like it'd be a lot clearer. Whatever.
I hear you. All right. So, but there's prettier colors in the notes. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna skip treasury strips and treasury receipts because that's just in your quizzes. That's not anywhere else. Okay. So the next thing we come up to is government agency or government agency like? I didn't make this up.
Government agency light.
Like,
It's like light beer.
like,
Oh, is it more
like,
is it like
kinda,
is it like alcohol free beer?
kinda,
Near beer?
kinda government agency.
It's like near beer.
It's
It has the same bad taste, but has none of the
But
qualities of beer that we love.
Do you spell that NEAR? Like
Near, yeah.
Okay.
Quote it like new.
No, man, we should just put it up here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
O'Doul's.
Yeah.
Right?
No, we can't say that out loud.
Oh, can't say that out loud.
No.
No, it's like those brands out
We
there.
don't have it. We don't have any investment in
Right.
O'Doul's. We are not paid by O'Doul's.
Okay. So government agency means that this is not a government office. Okay. Not government office. But, or I guess it would be department, huh?
Yeah.
But it's backed by the US government.
Beer adjacent.
Right? So government agency means, okay, I'm not really a government office or a department, but they got my back. And the only thing I could think of that you guys are tested on is Jenny Mae's, GNMA, Government National Mortgage Associations. We're not writing all that. It's a lot. Jenny Mae's. Now, these are mortgages. And how often do you have to pay a mortgage?
Oh, hopefully every month.
Right, exactly. Hopefully. Right. So this
if all goes to plan, Brandy, every month.
Right. So this gives us monthly income. Does that make sense? Monthly income. Why? Because it is mortgages. The M in Jenny Mae stands for mortgage. And so that gives us monthly income. So when you asked in the chat, so if you guys were on before we went live,
yeah,
somebody put in the chat suitability, right? And I know that like on the SIE, suitability isn't really like a topic area, but there's a topic area on the Series 6. Guys, from the very beginning in our program, I mentioned this just like this, right? I give you guys the characteristics, I give you guys the suitability of it. So if you have quiz questions that go, you have a client who's looking for monthly income, well, it's Jenny Mae, period. That's a suitability question.
You need to start relating monthly income to what comes in monthly. What is it? Mortgages? That's monthly, right?
Yeah. Now, agency like means that the government doesn't have to back it up.
They're like, we could go over there with our jackets on, but nah. Can you guys file some paperwork and we'll have Agnes call you on Monday?
Agnes, by the way.
See if we can set something up in a couple months. Check it out for you.
The ones that you guys will see in your quiz questions are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
I say Agnes because I don't want to pick on anybody in the chat in the call, and I know there's not an Agnes on.
I love the name Agnes though. Don't ask me why. So, agency like means that the government doesn't have to back it up. Yes, in 2008 they did back up Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, but they don't have to. Does that make sense?
The whole government and financial situation is going to fall apart if we don't. So I guess we'll have to.
And why do we learn this? Because we don't really learn anything else about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac other than that they're not Jenny Mae's.
That's it.
That's the only reason why they have to teach us this. We don't get a suitability on this. We don't get any other information on this. It's just they're not Jenny Mae.
So if you're on here and you're like, well, what do I be tested on? Without having to tell you that, that's pretty much it.
They're just not.
Do you know what it's not? Jenny Mae.
Jenny Mae. All right. Let's talk about, what time is it? Let's talk about municipalities.
I'm going to say this. Eric needs coffee.
Maybe you can Postmates up some Starbucks. Wow, that was 2 brands in one. Sorry, don't get paid for
Wow, Brandy, stop naming name brands. Stop it.
Maybe you can use a tech app to deliver some coffee from a local coffee shop.
Or you could just say some delivery.
That's what I said.
Not a sponsor. My goodness.
Sorry. Okay.
Postmates is not an IPO. We do not have any investments on it.
No. This is issued by state and local governments.
We were not paid or endorsed those companies. Brandy, stop doing it.
Sorry. My bad.
Series 7, man.
Issued by state and local governments. Guys, the reason why we use municipal bonds or municipalities is because we are in a high tax bracket. We're in high tax brackets. And these are federally tax exempt. Federally tax exempt.
Federally.
They will be state tax exempt as well
Mm.
if you live in the same state as the bond.
So if I am living in California and I decide to my bro Tim, he's all, in Ohio, can you go ahead and invest in this bond over here, this municipality? We got some water issues. I don't know if you know this about Ohio, but we got some water issues. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'll help you out. But guess what? I don't get any state tax exemption on that.
Nope, you still have to pay your
because I live in California. I don't know Ohio.
in California.
But the feds are like, you know what? You get a little something off the top.
For investing in the local governments, we'll give you a kickback.
Yeah.
Right. That's what that is.
But your state's like, nah, man. If you're gonna invest, you better be doing it in our state.
Yeah, doesn't that make sense though? Like, I'm not gonna give you a kickback if you're investing in another state. Why don't you invest in the state that you live in?
They get a little salty.
Yeah. The grass isn't always greener on the other state.
Yeah. Especially if you're in California, they'd be like, we know you want to move out.
But look,
we ain't gonna give you no benefits.
But look at this. Now, you guys, we have general obligations.
Just because you tripped over 5 homeless people on the way to the grocery store.
We call general obligations GO bonds. Now, look, great way to remember this. Go vote to keep taxes low. To keep, not in California, taxes low. What this means, let me get a different color here. What this means is that GO stands for general obligation. I did not get another color. GO stands for general obligation. Vote means that we need voter approval. Taxes means they're backed by the taxes. And they're subject to debt limits. Do you guys see that? We took 1, 2, 3 characteristics and we literally just made a sentence out of it. Go vote to keep taxes low. Okay. The other one, believe it or not,
that could go on all on a flashcard.
Yep. Revenue bonds. Hey, do you think they're backed by revenue?
Yeah.
What's another word for revenue?
Fees.
Yes.
It's like the door fee.
Yes. It's like your water bill.
Yeah. Okay.
Your trash bill. Your utility bill. Your stadium bill. Your toll road bill. Except for in California. Toll roads are privately owned.
Is it the tax at the gas pump?
No. That is vote. The tax one, I think it has to be voter approval, but that's deep cuts. Don't need that. All right, let's go to corporates. Corporate bonds.
I had to ask because I know somebody's like thinking about it.
Corporates. We have 2 types of corporate bonds. We've got secured. That means they are stuck in there. No, I'm just kidding. Secured means they're backed by a physical asset. By a physical asset. That means if you do not pay your bond, they're going to sell your stuff. That's it. Okay. This is also paid first. If a corporation goes bankrupt, these have to be paid first. They said, you know what? We're going to sell those manufacturing facilities. Boom. But then we have the other one, which are unsecured. And those are called dentures.
Yep, we said it.
No, I'm just kidding. They're called debentures.
But that's how we associate it so we can remember it. You guys got to relate these words to something else that you can remember. If you're having a remembering problem, a retention problem, that's how you make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
You take something that's complicated, rhyme it with something, put a visual in your head, and then don't forget it. That's it.
That is it. So guys, we have investment grades. We have high yields. That's two different categories, right? And it's all based on that credit rating, right? You guys know you guys know your credit scores, right? Well, you might not know your credit score, but you know the concept of a
Well,
credit
if you
score.
don't know your credit score, then you need to go look at that.
Yeah. This is anything from triple A to triple B or to ba, depending on the rating system.
Yeah, the it's like Moody's, right?
No, that Standard & Poor and Fitch uses the capital letters,
Uh-huh.
and Moody is so moody they have to put the lowercase in there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Do you guys like that? Moody is so moody they put the lowercase in there. Bah.
But you don't really need to know all that for the test, right?
I think you do.
Okay.
And then high yield is double B to anything less than that, or bah, anything less than that.
It's high yield because the more risk, the higher the yield.
Exactly. They have a higher coupon or a higher interest rate because they're probably not going to get.
When we started this off, when I went on my little rant there about people and how they don't, know what they want and they say things that are confusing, that's what we were talking about, right? People were like, well, I want a lot of return, but I don't want to put a lot of money in and I want no risk. Well, if you put risk in there, that's where you get that high yield, right? But if you have no risk, your yield's going to be a little bit lower. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at what somebody put in the chat and it's perfect. It's great. I just don't know if I can say that out loud. But it's perfect.
Why?
Moody can't decide which to use, capitals and lower cases. And Fitch is a B word and copies the S&P.
You could have said blank itch. I don't know.
Anyways, I like it though. It works.
I was gonna try to say it, but then I don't know what little ears are listening.
Yeah, that's why I said B word.
Oh, we could do like it's a female dog, but not that word. I think we can all figure that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rhymes with sandwich.
Is that G rated enough?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. Income bonds.
I don't want people canceling me.
No. Income bonds, guys. Income bonds are the most what? When you look at income bonds, we literally go, what? Because when you see the word income bonds, we think, oh, these are for income, right? Because that's in the title. Nah. These are not for income for the investor. So the investor does not buy these for the income. So then why are they called income bonds? Because, guys, these pay the income of the employees in a bankruptcy. So a corporation's going bankrupt. They need to hurry up and liquidate all their stuff, like the 99-cent store. And
again, we are not sponsored by the 99-cent store. We don't recommend 99-cent store to invest in.
No, they're bankrupt.
They didn't pay us to advertise.
Closing the stores anyways. But okay, another corporation that has gone bankrupt and is forcing a liquidation sale.
Rite Aid.
Right, yeah, and this
we are not paid by Rite Aid.
But they might not have money to pay for the staff, right? So they issue these income bonds to pay for the income of their staff, but they only get paid if the board of directors of those issuers go, oh yeah, we got some money.
If you guys are looking into invest in companies, do your own research, make sure they're not going bankrupt before you do.
And guys, look. I feel just like this, and then I'm gonna talk about zero coupons real quick and then we'll be done. I feel like remember how I said here, the only reason why we need to know Fannie Mae's and Freddie Mac's is because they're not Jenny Mae's. I feel like the only reason why we have to learn about income bonds is because they're not for income. Literally, how did I remember this? Because I literally went, income bonds? What? Not for income. Like, that's how I remembered it. Okay. I remember thinking, what?
That's confusing, Brandy. That's confusing, Brandy.
It is confusing, and that's how I remember
It's
it.
like the government like did this.
Yes. Somebody did it. All right.
What?
Zero coupons. Okay. Zero coupons are exactly what they sound like. Slow it down. Zero means nothing.
Uh-huh.
Coupons are interest rates.
That's not what I think of when I take coupons, but I'm just go ahead.
Okay, in this world it is.
Yes, it is.
Because guys, there was a time when they used to print out your bond certificates and then you got little coupons attached to your bond certificate.
Like a coupon book.
Yeah, and you used to take that coupon to your local savings and loan or bank and they used to give you your semi-annual interest payment. That's why they're called coupons. Fun fact.
So you got like a little booklet and then you tear it off and then you go redeem it.
You go redeem their coupon.
And you get a little interest payment.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, if you're young, listen, back in our day, we didn't have apps. They had these little scan codes that gets you a deal. We had to go in the newspaper or they'd mail it to you in a nice book and it would be all, and you had to clip them.
Dude.
You'd spend a whole day clipping
Sundays
paper,
and Wednesdays,
going through the paper looking for a deal. And then your mom or you would go into, depending on who did this, go in there with a whole envelope full of coupons, and then the grocery line would be like a mile long because everybody's pulling all their coupons out. Hold on, I got a coupon for that. Hold on, Weber bread, I got one for that.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, it was a thing.
They even had coupon organizers, guys, that used to either put it in alphabetical order or order by like the food.
Yeah.
Or the grocer.
I remember being in a grocery line and I'd see people pull out the envelope and I just go to the next line. I'm going to the next line. This is going to be forever.
Anyways, so yes. All right. So zero coupons have zero interest rates. So you're like, what the heck is the point of them then, right? Well, they're issued at a discount. So that means that, let's say, as an example, I'm only going to pay $100 for these.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's say it has a 10-year maturity, right? So that means I buy it in what's this year, 2024, right? And it's going to mature in 2034, right? Yay. Now what happens in that case is I get my par value back. So I get par value. Par value is $1,000. Okay. So I get that back. So I paid 100 and I'm going to get $1,000 back in 10 years.
So over 10 years, you're going to get $1,000
on the 10-year mark.
On the 10-year.
Happy anniversary. Here's $1,000.
10 years ago, you put 100.
Yes.
We added a zero.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes. Right. So what's the point? The point is if I know I need money, I know I need X amount, right?
10 years.
Let's say I have an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. That means they're going to go to college in how long?
In 10 years.
What?
Hopefully.
Well, right. And I know that college is going to cost, let's say, $10,000.
Wow, we're really fantasy land here.
These are old questions. Right? So
1952.
But I only have $1,000 to invest.
Highway robbery.
Right? What do I buy? I will buy a zero coupon. I will buy 10 zero coupons because I'm going to get $10,000 when these things mature.
Boom, 10 grand.
Yes. That's what I use them. We call these target, like they're target investing, basically. I need X amount at this time. This is, I mean, if it's, AAA rated or government rated or whatever.
You know you're going to get that payment.
So you know you're going to get that $1,000. This is a good option.
Right.
Test topic. I mean, this is a good choice. Perfect, suitable choice.
As if that's not enough. What's the duration, Eric wants to know?
Oh, the duration? Okay, so when you guys are looking for... Guys, when I was studying for my original 6, all I remembered was this line. Duration equal to its maturity. 10. Oh, sorry. 0 coupon. Equals a 0 coupon. That is a topic for another day. I would put that in the basket of things to talk about in another.
That's a good 20-minute conversation. And this is only our 30 minutes, and this is free.
Yep.
And guess what? We're all done. We made it. We got through free content Wednesday. We got some awesome stuff on bonds, coupons, all that great stuff. If you need a little bit of help afterwards, we're going to be on here. That's the benefits of showing up live. We can have a little chat. But we want to say thank you again. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. You made the choice to study. You made the choice to laugh with us and take some notes and get some learning in. So that needs to be applauded, because you know what, guys, if you want to get it done, you got to be consistent. It has to be done every single day. Someone called me up today. They're like, I know I got 3 trips planned in the next month. So I should probably reach back out when I can actually like put the time in that I know that I'm going to study. And I said, yeah, because you know what? If you already know you're not going to in the next 3 weeks,
Why set yourself up?
don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success. Clear the decks. Have a good month or 2, 3 to get all these done. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Know that you set your schedule. Be consistent with it. That's all you got to do. Decide, commit, and just be consistent. So if you guys love that, go ahead and check out our members area. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Speaking of members, we got live sessions tomorrow. We'll be back for another Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to do a little bit of content. We're going to do some techniques. We're going to do questions. We're going to have something for all the different exams. But you know what? You got to be here. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you guys. We hope you have an amazing evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.